Hello and welcome to Jessie James Beads. Today we're going to be working with bead stash to create an anklet or a bracelet or a necklace, or if you're feeling creative you could even turn it into earrings, key charms, all kinds of things. So we're going to be working with a bead stringing wire. I have 19 strand bead in bright. We're also going to be using some crimps, covers, jump rings, a clasp, and they're all in assorted colours. I've also got some wire guardians just to help me keep everything safe. In addition to my beautiful bead stash, which is from a little sparkle, flutter on by, and Colour Classics in gold. So I've just mixed a few beautiful strands together, and we're going to be working with some of those beads today. So let's just pop that over. I've also got a very random selection of spacers. Now there are spacers included in this mix here, but I just thought I would show you that when I've got only a few of each colourway or design left, I put them into a pot and this is what I use them for. Here's an example of the design we're going to make. So this is certainly big enough to be an anklet, but you could size this up or down to be bracelets or necklaces, whatever makes your heart sing. To begin with, we're going to start off with 2 lengths of that beautiful bead stringing wire. One of the lengths is the length of the finished piece plus 2 inches. And the other one is twice the length of the finished piece plus 4 inches. For example, if your finished piece of jewellery is looking to be 10 inches in length, like my anklet, then I would need a piece of beading thread that is 24 inches in length. So twice the distance that I'm looking to achieve plus 4 inches. The other piece is going to be 12 inches. So that is 1 times the length of 10 inches plus 2 inches spare. The first thing we're going to do is to add in our wire guardian to the middle of the longest piece. So a wire guardian is a really beautiful and smart way to finish off your jewellery. So I'm just going to pop that onto either end of the longer piece of beading thread and pull that all the way down so that it sits into position. If you don't want to use jump rings later, you can add on your clasp or a soldered jump ring at this point to create the end of your bracelet or anklet or indeed necklace. So I'm going to be using jump rings today, so I'm okay with leaving that as it is. The next thing we're going to do is to find our first crimp and slide that on down. Now I like to go for belt and braces, as we say over here, which is just a way to say we're definitely going to hold this thing together. So I'm going to put 2 crimps on either end. So let me just grab another one of those little fellas. And then I'm going to slide that on over both of those ends and draw this all down towards that wire guardian at the far end. What we're going to do is to put the third piece, or the shorter piece of beading thread, into those crimps. And whichever way works best for you, I just want to get them all in there. Slide those down into position. Make sure you've got all 3 pieces of wire through. And once they're in, it doesn't matter if there's a little bit sticking out at the end. Don't worry, we will sort that out later. I'm going to grab in my crimping pliers, get those to sit in position, and then I'm going to make that first crimp. And then let's just grab this one and bring it close enough and give that a second crimp. Now you can, if you want to, pop a bead between them, making sure that you leave enough space. I'm just going to get them into position for now. So we all have different ways to do crimps. It's not my favourite thing to do on camera. I've just gone for a single crimp for years. I'm just getting into using these lovely specialist pliers for crimping. So I'm just going to add a little bit more definition to that before I fold it over. Once you've got those both closed in, you can add on your crimp covers. So I'm just going to add one on now and I'll finish that second crimp in a second. When you're closing up your crimp covers, if you've never used them before, the slower you go, the more likely it is that those wires will sit where you want them to, which is moving smoothly all the way through. So I don't tend to close mine up all in one go. And again, you will have your own way of closing up your crimp cover. This is the way that works for me. So I'll finish that other one in just a second. Once you're happy that you've got both crimps neatly and safely, securely into position, we're going to get rid of the very end of the short piece of beading wire. And to do that, before I put that second crimp cover on, I'm going to pull it firmly backwards and away over the top of that crimp. Going to use the flush side of my cutters to get really close, trim that end away, and then we'll add on the second crimp cover. This project is a really lovely way to use up your bead stash on a fashion that can be worn at any time of the year. I'm going to wear mine as an anklet because it's summery and I'm really liking the warm weather. So I'm going to begin with a single metal spacer. It doesn't really matter which colour it goes for because I'm going to use mixed metals. So I have a golden toned spacer here and I'm going to ensure that that fits over all three of those beading wires. So just allow that to sit in the sequence. What we're going to do now is going to be abandon all regularity and to go for very random beads. Now if you're wearing it as an anklet, you probably want to stick to slightly smaller beads rather than really large beads, but if you're comfortable with larger beads at the ankle, then go for it. Also, you don't have to just have one, you can have a number of beads and they don't have to be the same number on each of those strands of the wire. So this is a really beautiful composite bead. I'm going to slide that on, and then I think I want to have another one of those two-tone almost rice shape beads, but they're faceted. They're really lovely. So that's one strand done. I'm just going to pop that down out of the way. If you have a bead stopper, it definitely pays to add one of those on in case you knock everything on the floor like I am bound to do. Now I've got a really lovely assortment of different beads here, so I'm going to go for a couple of different ones. I think I might have some beautiful green mixed with this gorgeous sunshine colour, and then I might go for another one of those green ones. Now I have said abandon all regularity and then my mind has immediately wanted to replicate patterns, but you absolutely don't have to do that, and I just want to lay this out to see what that looks like. So it's almost as if it's a braid because we're working with 3 strands of that beading wire. Let's have a deep dive down in here. Oh, there's some really beautiful bright greens. So I'm going to pop one of those on, and then I might see what it looks like with just one. It's quite a pop of colour in amongst there. So that's 3 separate strands, all with bead or beads already on. So I'm going to just pinch that down to the desk, and then I'm going to dive on in and get my next spacer. Now I'm not looking for colour or size here, I'm looking for a random collection. So I'm going to continue until I'm most of the way along my project, just adding random beads from this lovely bead stash mix. Now I'm not overly packing this design, I'm allowing the beading wire to be seen as part of the design, and as I'm about halfway across now, pretty much opposite where the clasp will sit, I thought it would be fun to add one of these beautiful metallic butterflies. But before I do, I'm going to use one of the spacer beads that came in my bead stash to just bring everything together first of all. So let's just slide that wheel down. Just bring everything together, and then we may add another small bead. Let's have a look and see what I've got a couple of. Yes, I've got 2 of these beautiful rose coloured ones. So if I can get that wire through that 3 times over, and I don't think it will be a problem for the wire, it might be a problem for me. No, that's all going to go to plan. So I'm just bringing the design together before adding in my feature bead, which is this beautiful multi-coloured butterfly design. And we'll get that up the middle and get all 3 of those wires to go through. And once they've all gone through, I'll repeat the design on the other side. So let's see if I can find another one of those wheel spacers. Absolutely. And then I will continue in the opposite direction. So I've ended up with 4 selections of 3 beads on either side of that central feature piece. I have put quite a lot of beads on there just because I got excited there were lots of lovely beads to use. So what we're going to do is just finish off at the other end. Before I do start crimping though, I'm going to take a second just to get each of the beading wires to sit exactly how I want it to. If you are using some quite chunky beads, sometimes they can pull the threads and pull everything out of the formation that you're looking to finish up with. So just take a second to get everything all together. Once you've done that, we're going to add on the first of 2 crimp beads. So this one's quite chunky, so I'm just going to pull that through. You can of course reorder things if you feel that stuff isn't going to sit exactly where you want it to. So what I'm going to do is to use the first crimp to secure everything into position. So as I say, you will need to ensure that you're happy with how each of those beads sit in the formation. Another thing to be wary of is that sometimes crimps like to get themselves lost inside that last bead on the strand. So I'm just going to pinch everything together, grab my crimping pliers and get that first one set. So that's just going to hold everything together for a hot minute. So I've crimped and put a crimp cover over the top. So I'm going to take the 2 shorter beading threads or beading wires and just pull them sharply away. Once I've done that, I'm going to trim as close as I can to that crimp cover. This sort of thing is really, really useful. So just hold on to those for little projects. You will find uses for those. So what we have now is a single strand, which we're going to pass through a crimp and then through that wire guardian back through itself, and we will tie everything together. We've got a jump ring to add on our clasp in just a moment. So let's get that back through. And then we'll pass that back through the crimp and pull everything down into position. So once that's through, you can grip the other end and just draw that down until it's neat and tidy. You don't want it to be super close because you do still want to be able to get your crimp cover on top of your closed up crimp. So just pinch that into position whilst you do your crimping. And then we will pop the crimp cover on later on to tidy that up. All you need to do then is to add the clasp of your choice, and again this is a really great way to use up different colours. So I've got rose gold, I've got gold and I've got silver. I think we even may have had a black or gunmetal spacer in there earlier. So I'll take a photograph of this in just a moment and then you can have a look at the project. I hope that you've enjoyed this bead stash tutorial here at Jessie James Beads.